Hi, welcome to the Winds of Jupiter January 2018 Tarot reading. Now we're back into eclipse season with a total lunar eclipse January 31st. Unfortunately, we won't be seeing it from the United States as we did in August, but Down Under is going to get a good view of it. Now this eclipse is going to be closely aligned with Aries, the asteroid of motherhood and women. Spotlights are going to be put on relationships for lovers, family, friends. And if we look back at what's going on in the first of the month, on January 2nd, there's going to be a full moon in Cancer. And this is about home and hearth. So this whole month is really about things that are happening close to home. There's one other notable thing going on, and I mentioned that in the introduction, of a sextile between Jupiter and Pluto. This is going to be the first of three that are going to be happening throughout the year. And this is going to be about big, broad stroke changes of the world and in our culture and our politics as the cosmic collective is changing. And our role as cosmic citizens as well. A renaissance is coming, a spiritual reformation that is going to be quite welcomed. You Librans really have some interesting cards in this reading. And the best thing about it is that you receive the Wheel of Fortune for the overall energy card. If I recall in the past, you've received quite a few really fortunate cards lately. I think when you had Jupiter in your sign, up until last October, that you sprinkled some seeds around and really probably didn't even remember that you had done that, and something is coming to fruition. This all has to do with some type of rhythm and timing. Everything has been running in a cycle recently, if you've noticed. And now this cycle is back up on an upswing for something that you did a very long time ago. And you might even forgot you've done it. You're going to say, oh, really? Wow, how interesting. This is going to bring some unity back into some ideas of what's been going on. Things that you've been thinking about a lot recently. And on top of receiving the Wheel of Fortune, the rune that you received was Wunjo. And this rune signifies joy, happiness. And it can also indicate about a balance, a balancing of things. And this is right down Libra's alley. Now here's where the reading gets really interesting, because the cards on the left for what you know as the Eight of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. And now the cards right next to it for what is or can be yours is the Queen of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. So you receive the Eight of Pentacles twice. And there again you receive two queens. Now the Eight of Pentacles I call the Busy Bee card. There's going to be a lot of business coming in if you have a small business, or you're working in some client-based, or if you're an artisan or a craftsman, you're going to be a really busy person and a lot of orders are going to be coming in. If that's not the case and you're retired and you have a hobby, you're going to be really busy doing that. There's going to be a lot of people coming and going, talking to you, wanting you to construct something, make something, build something. The number 8 is about authority and responsibility. And it's also about transmutation of energy, of changing one thing to another. This is another sign that rewards are coming from some type of seeds that you sowed. Success. You did something a long time ago and maybe it was a lot of hard work, and it really nothing transpired out of it. But now all of a sudden there's some kind of treasure that's going to appear. And at the same time, you're applying skills that maybe you haven't used for a long time, or you're discovering some new ones. Whatever it is, you're tapping the little hammer and moving the little saws. You're building something. You're feathering your nest for your future. And the Queen of Pentacles is about pragmatism, doing things pragmatically. She's the one that always reminds you to get a grip on reality and make sure you're knowing what you're doing. This also has a nurturing and caring atmosphere to it too, that You're really enjoying what you're doing. This is about a job well done and patting yourself on the back and feathering your nest for financial security, even bringing in some reputation that people are noticing and recognizing what you're doing. This does say that there has to be a lot of discipline involved in this. You're not going to be distracted by a lot of things on the outside. You're going to be doing this mostly on your inside, bringing out this creativity. This all symbolizes achievement and success. And the Queen of Swords is very different than the Queen of Pentacles, but both of them are about pragmatism. The Queen of Swords is about using logic and reason to make decisions, having a good foundation in what you do, looking ahead to the future so you're prepared when things don't always go the right way. The Queen likes to play chess and look 3 or 4 moves ahead. She uses her mind. This is about intellect, and she uses words carefully and appropriately. Everything in its proper time and place. And the Queen of Pentacles is saying financial success, well-being, just feeling comfortable about all that's going on. Now the cards next door to them is the King of Wands and the Star. Now you receive 2 queens and a king. So this is an indication that there's going to probably be a lot of people involved in your January. And you might even be able to put names and faces to them, that the Queen of Swords was your mother-in-law and the Queen of Pentacles was the sister that you're working with. King of Wands could be a husband or any other male sorts. It doesn't have to be a male. It can be male or female. The King of Wands is about having spirit, integrity, creativity. A lot of times he puts you through a gauntlet to make sure that you understand what needs to be done, that you have the ambition to do it. He's a strong character that holds up foundations. The kings didn't become king just because of nepotism. A lot of times they had talent too. And the 8 of Pentacles is about talent as well. Now the Star cards come sliding into this because it's a promise of hope and healing, change. But the change is in you. All of a sudden you're seeing things with clarity and you have more understanding than you've had before. This card is saying that you know where you're going and you know how you're going to get there. This can also be about assistance and guidance at the same time. And on the celestial level as well as the physical level too. The Star is a beacon. A blessing of the light for enlightenment. Now, I don't know why I did this, but I pulled 4 cards for your future. And you receive the 2 of Swords, the Lover's card, the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. There's been some aces coming in lately for this reading, for all of the signs. Now, this is kind of an undercover Lover's reading, it appears, because the Lover's card is here in the future. And the 2 of Swords card is saying, well, it's time to make some decisions. But it's some hard decisions. This woman has got her arms over her heart chakra. You can think of it as some kind of dilemma, but maybe it's a good dilemma because you have the Wheel of Fortune there. And some really strong court cards, as well as the Ace of Pentacles twice. These might be some hard decisions that you have to make, but they're going to be worthy decisions. And the Lover's card is about decisions too, but it's more about your emotional decisions and who you choose to be with your affections. Whatever you're choosing with this Lover's card, there's 2 aces right underneath this Lover's card saying there's a promise for some new beginnings here. And the 2 queens are cheering you on in the backdrop, even though the Queen of Swords is usually divorced and not wanting a relationship. And the Queen of Pentacles is more involved about making decisions between being happy and being wealthy. Money doesn't bring happiness. And she wants you to remember that too. But strangely enough, you have the Queen of Swords, and here in the future you have the Ace of Swords. And you have the Queen of Pentacles, and here in the future again, you have the Ace of Pentacles. They're connected to each other. That these queens are giving you a new beginning of nurturing and caring, of making good decisions, which is under the auspice of the Queen of Swords. I have to say, for the first month of this year, you're hitting this out of the park. And on top of it, you have the Wheel of Fortune, where auspicious things are going to happen in the cycle now that's starting. And I wish you acceptance, peace, and happiness.